Have you seen these amazing pictures of a city carved into stone? How about these or even these? Welcome to Petra, the lost city carved into the sides of mountains and hidden away for 1,000 years. Before we start, do me a favor. If you feel like you're gonna learn something cool, hit the like button so I know you appreciate it. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. In the middle of the Jordanian desert where sand meets stone and time stands still, lies the ruins of a city too magical to believe and too advanced to ignore. Imagine a place so extraordinary it seems unreal, so ancient it feels timeless, and so secret it was lost to the world for over 1,000 years. Here, where the desert wind whispers tales of forgotten empires, is Petra. The story of Petra is one of resilience, ingenuity, and a touch of mystery. It's a tale as captivating as the city itself. First things first, how was such a city even possible? To answer that question, we need to understand who built Petra. Well, it turns out the city was not built, but sculpted from the very cliffs of the desert. But who lived here? The architects of this stony marvel were a lesser-known people, the Nabateans. Originally desert nomads, the Nabateans were masters of trade, navigating treacherous terrains and forging connections across vast distances. Now let's talk about what made Petra so special. Back then, Petra served as a crucial trading hub connecting Arabia, Egypt, Syria, and the Mediterranean world. The Nabateans ingeniously established a network of trade routes across some of the most unforgiving landscapes on Earth. They facilitated the transportation of valuable commodities like incense, spices, silk, ivory, and precious stones. Their navigational prowess and strategic partnerships enabled them to thrive in an era when traversing deserts and mountains was a perilous endeavor. Think about it, the Nabateans understood the value of control. They didn't conquer vast territories. Instead, they formed alliances and partnerships with various kingdoms and empires. By forging these connections, they secured safe passage along their trade routes and ensured the protection of their commercial interests. For example, they developed close ties with the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt and the Seleucids in Syria. Through diplomacy and strategic marriages, they maintained cordial relations with these powers, mitigating potential conflicts and fostering an environment conducive to trade. But Petra wasn't just about trade. It was a capital, a statement to the world, not just a city, but a marvel. And it was from this humble beginning that the Nabatean kingdom flourished. Throughout history, many great civilizations have risen and fallen, leaving behind legacies that have shaped our world. The Egyptians with their monumental pyramids, the Romans with their sprawling aqueducts, and the Greeks with their philosophical teachings. But among these titans, there are stories of more obscure civilizations whose achievements, though equally impressive, have often been overshadowed. One such civilization is the Nabateans. The Nabateans weren't known for waging massive wars or ruling vast empires. Their greatness lay in their ability to navigate the complexities of trade, diplomacy, and engineering in a world where empires clashed and trade routes were fraught with peril. They created a hub where cultures met and commerce thrived. Now imagine how they turned this harsh landscape into a bustling metropolis. Petra became their capital around 400 BC, and why Petra? Because of its location. Surrounded by towering mountains and nestled in a secluded valley, Petra was naturally protected from outside invaders. Only two narrow entrances into the main area ensured the city's security. Plus, being in the middle of a desert, Petra controlled the flow of goods passing through. But the real magic lay in the hands of the Nabateans. With no metal tools, they carved their dream from sandstone, and what a dream it was. The result was a city that looked more like a fantasy realm straight out of a movie set than an actual historical city. If you want to understand the Nabateans, think of them as the original desert entrepreneurs. They saw opportunities where others saw nothing but sand, turning what seemed to be liabilities into their greatest strengths. They thrived due to their unique location and resourcefulness. You might be wondering, how did they actually build it? First off, they tackled the biggest challenge, water. It's one of the driest regions on Earth, and yet, Petra had fountains, gardens, and running water. How did they do it? Despite the arid climate, Petra was designed to harness every drop of water. The Nabateans engineered complex systems to capture, store, and distribute water throughout the city. They built dams to slow down flash floods, underground cisterns to collect and store precious rainwater, and an intricate network of clay pipes and canals to transport water throughout the city. These ingenious techniques allowed Petra to flourish in the heart of the desert. With water came life, and with life came grandeur. Tombs, amphitheaters, colonnades, all carved into stone. At its peak, Petra was home to 30,000 people, traders, scholars, priests, artists, all living in harmony. It wasn't just a desert outpost, it was a thriving cultural melting pot blending Greek, Roman, Arabian, and Persian influences. It's easy to see why Petra was considered one of the ancient world's most spectacular sights. Walking through its sick, the narrow rock passage leading to the treasury, one would experience a sense of awe and wonder. As the passage opened up, the sight of Al-Kaza or the treasury would have been nothing short of breathtaking. Carved straight into the face of a sheer rock cliff, the treasury stood as a testament to the architectural genius and artistic skill of the Nabateans. The building's design was a masterpiece of symmetry and proportion. Giant pillars adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures and deities seemed to reach towards the heavens. As light filtered through the openings in the facade, it played upon the rose-colored stone, creating a mesmerizing play of light and shadow. As visitors explored further, they would have encountered a myriad of other structures, each more impressive than the last. The royal tombs, the monastery, the Roman amphitheater, all carved with similar precision and detail. The Nabateans had a profound respect for their environment, and they seamlessly integrated their buildings into the natural landscape. Perhaps what made Petra even more enchanting was its air of mystery. The Nabateans left behind few written records, and their culture, beliefs, and language remain shrouded in enigma. Scholars have pieced together their history from archaeological evidence and comparisons with other contemporary cultures. However, much of their everyday life, customs, and traditions remain unknown. What's really fascinating about Petra is that it wasn't just a city of stone, it was a city of secrets. There are areas of Petra that remain unexplored and some structures that continue to baffle archaeologists and historians alike. For example, the archaeologist John Marco Rizzitano discovered a series of enigmatic cave dwellings during excavations in the Sikh-al-Barid area of Petra. These caves, some containing remnants of domestic installations, defy conventional understanding of Petra's urban fabric. The discovery challenges the traditional narrative of Petra as a primarily elite urban center, suggesting a more complex and nuanced society. While mainstream theories attribute the caves to nomadic herders or rural agriculturalists, alternative perspectives posit that they could represent a distinct community with their own cultural practices and social organization. The absence of written records makes it difficult to definitively interpret these intriguing features. Another interesting aspect of Petra is the presence of several mysterious chambers and structures that have yet to be fully explored or understood. One such place is the so-called sacrificial altar near the entrance to the city. Its purpose and significance remain unclear, leaving archaeologists to speculate about the nature of religious practices in this ancient city. There are also a number of small shrines and altars dedicated to various deities scattered throughout Petra. These places of worship reflect the syncretic religious beliefs of the Nabateans, who blended elements of local polytheism with the monotheistic ideas brought by Jews and Christians who passed through the city. Some theories suggest that the Nabateans had secret burial grounds or ritual areas hidden somewhere within the extensive network of tunnels and chambers. Others believe that there may be undiscovered rooms filled with ancient artifacts and treasures waiting to be found. The silence of the stones speaks volumes. When the Nabatean kingdom fell around 106 AD, Petra didn't collapse overnight. It was a gradual decline, like erosion, wind wearing away at a cliff. So what happened? Well, the first blow was economic. The trade routes shifted, Sea travel got safer and faster, and camel caravans became less important. Petra's roads grew quieter, its markets emptied, then nature struck. A series of earthquakes between the 4th and 6th centuries shattered buildings and aqueducts. Without trade, without water, and without the resources to rebuild, the city faded away. Now, Petra wasn't completely abandoned right away, but by the time of the Crusades, it was empty. It almost disappeared into the desert sands, but how did it remain hidden for so long? See, locals knew about Petra, but kept it a secret. Some said spirits guarded the tombs, others feared thieves and looters. It wasn't until 1812 that the lost city was rediscovered by a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. He heard rumors of an ancient city hidden in the mountains. But to get in, he needed permission, so he made up a story. He pretended to be a Muslim pilgrim named Ibrahim ibn Abdallah, fluent in Arabic, dressed in robes. He convinced his guide to take him through the sick. Imagine what he felt walking alone through that narrow gorge, knowing legend awaited on the other side. And then Petra, a scene from fairyland. He wrote, but he couldn't show excitement. He couldn't draw the treasury, he could only observe and write about it. His reports reached Europe and suddenly the lost city was real. Today, Petra is Jordan's crown jewel. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Over 1 million visitors come each year, but most only see the surface. Beyond the treasury lie entire neighborhoods, sacrificial altars, caves, tunnels, and staircases carved into mountain sides. And what's incredible is that scientists believe we've only uncovered 15% of it. What we found is enough to inspire awe and wonder. Just imagine sitting in front of the treasury, listening to the desert wind whispering tales of a forgotten kingdom. You can almost hear the echoes of ancient footsteps and feel the presence of those who came before you. Petra's story is a reminder that true beauty can emerge from the most challenging circumstances, and that even in the harshest environments, life and culture can flourish. It's a tribute to the human spirit of ingenuity and adaptability. As you stand before the treasury, bathed in the golden hues of sunset, you realize that you're not just looking at a pile of rocks. You're witnessing a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. The Nabateans may have vanished from history's pages, but their legacy lives on in the silent grandeur of Petra.